My husband had just retired. He was a brilliant man. He lifted weights, he ran, and one day we were supposed to go down to his parents for a Mother's Day weekend. And he told me that he had been experiencing ringing in his ears and how it was starting to drive him nuts. And so I told him to go to an eye, ears, nose, and throat fellow, and he did. He put him on a steroid pack. And the first day he took those 7 pills, and we drove down to San Diego, and he missed the turn to his folks' place. And I said something, and he said, "Oh, I just was paying attention to what the radio was doing." And so during the weekend, both his mother and I noticed that he kept checking the label on these steroid pills to find out exactly when he had to take the next pill, because it started at 7 and went down to just 1 after 5 days. We thought that was odd because he had just a fantastic memory. Starting on that weekend, every day there was something that he lost the ability to do memory-wise. He began to not know which towel to use, which toothbrush to use. We did go to his primary doctor, checked him out, said he couldn't find anything wrong, and we waited for the blood test. By the next weekend, my son came over. That morning, my husband came to the door of the bathroom. We'd been getting dressed for church, and he was in tears because he could not remember how to tie a tie. We went to a brand new restaurant. It was a buffet, and so the first round, we all got our plates, and then the next round I went and got some protein and things like that, and Ed came back and said, "I can't find any protein. Where did you find that? Can you show me?" And I tried to play it down, but my son Chris, by the time we came home after that lunch, Chris called and said, "What the hell is going on with Dad?" And I said, "I don't know." And so we had a CAT scan the next week. The blood work came back totally normal. By the late 4th week, we did have an MRI, and it was then in the hospital that the neurologist suspected that it was this rare brain disease. And it was called Creutzfeldt-Jakob disease. After he had come home from the hospital, he was looking in the mirror, and he said to me, "What have I got?" And I said, "They say a brain disease." And he said, "Is it catching?" And I said, "No, it's just in yours." He had never said he noticed anything wrong with him. And then he said to me, "How long have I got?" And nobody had ever said anything about death. And I told him a long, long time. And by this time, I'm laying on his back as he's standing there, leaning and crying. And he didn't mind if I cried. I cried a lot because we didn't know what was going on. And so we went into the bedroom, and because he always was now taking a nap in the afternoon, and he wanted to get down on his knees and pray. And so we prayed, and then he laid down, and he told me, "I just want you to know I'm not afraid to die, because I know we'll all be together one day in heaven." And then he told me there was a hanging on the wall of a stitchery his mother had done, and he told me about the first time he had accepted Christ at camp when he was a kid. And so he went to sleep, and he did not remember any of that. Finally, at the weekend of that end of that 4th week, that Sunday night, the stereo was on, and he was talking about dancing. Who wants to dance? So his dad and I basically said, "We're dancing you into the bedroom." He had socks on, so we skated him down the wood floor into the bedroom and got him in bed. And he went to sleep, and the next morning he was in a coma. He could not speak. He was gone. So this disease is supposedly 1 in a million. My story is good compared to a lot of people because he was walking, talking, eating up until the night he went into a coma.
What a remarkable, poignant journey with Ed, which is so sad, but from what you're telling us, it could have been worse.
Yes, yes.
Thank you for being so candid and so vulnerable and so open. It takes a certain amount of strength to do that.
Thank you.
Yeah.
That's my faith.
Yeah,
That's
you're
my
right.
faith.
Yeah, it's a bit contagious. Your energy's a bit contagious, so thank you for that.
Thank you.